Hello.
Hi, welcome to TFL Table Talk,
Yep.
August the 17th.
17th.
I think that's what today is. It's Saturday, so yeah, it's the 17th. It's the
17th.
17th. Saturday the 17th, yes.
I don't keep track of time well, so
No, this is,
yeah.
I'll say your birthday's next week. What would you like to have for your special? I know what his cake is, so I don't even have to ask that, but how old will I be?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
He doesn't forget anniversaries, though, because his iPhone reminds him.
Yes, I do have an iPhone. I've got an old iPhone that keeps on trucking and it keeps on giving me the information I need to remember people's birthdays. So that's nice.
We appreciate all the messages and emails that you've sent. We have been absent for 2 weeks. We have a lot going on in our personal lives, personal life. We are one.
Yeah.
You think you know which way your life's going to, the next few steps, and then our Holy Father steps in and says, "Actually, we're going this way." And so you've got to change, your thoughts and your planning and different things. But we're thankful.
Yep.
He's answered a lot of prayers for us. We will be hit and miss over the next month, uh, but we will keep you posted.
Yeah.
We'll try to do one as often as we can because, as you can imagine, there's a lot involved.
Yeah, with moving.
With moving.
Yeah.
And with moving with animals, and it's just a thing. So,
Yeah.
but we once we get moved and get settled, we will share what God's blessed us with and what God's done for us. So we're excited about that. But thank you for your messages. We are well. We are fine. We are fine. Thor is fine. Everything's fine. There's just a lot going on right now. So, but we appreciate your patience with us and all your support by watching the videos, giving us comments and likes and that kind of thing. Videos, before I forget, we put a video, I say we lightly, up on YouTube. Is it a video or what is it? It's in the community.
Oh, you're talking about the community post.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tab. If you go over, if you go to the Farmer's Lamb channel and you go over, there's some tabs up there. And one of them says post or community post. And that has the community post. And that's what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm talking about. I'll see if I can put a link in the comments of this video to that picture video. But if it's a picture of fried eggs that look like daisies, and the person who leaves the comment that gets the most upvotes, gets the most thumbs up, will get a free copy of our Einkorn cookbook. So be sure to check that out and leave a comment. Whoever gets the most upvotes there will get the cookbook.
Yep.
My brain went on to another thing because that reminded me to tell you, yes, the books were up on the website for sale, all 6 of them, but the program we were using kept causing fatal errors in the website on the Farmer's Lamp. So we just yanked that plug and we're working on another option, what we think is a better option, to host all of our books, all 6 books plus the new books that will be coming out. So
Right.
we will, I promise I will send an email. Somebody said I was waiting on the email to buy the cookbook. I didn't send it because the website kept crashing from this system we were using. So we're backing up and punting, and then with moving, thank you for your patience.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh.
But other than that,
I have something I want to share.
all right, go ahead.
I've heard of this happening. I've never had it happen. In over 45 years of keeping chickens, I have never had this happen. But if I had not seen it with my own, I trusted the person who told me that it had happened to them. I trusted them and I believed them, but I have never seen it. So it happened to me this week. So let me tell you what happened. You know that little Joe got by the bear. So, and we had given our other larger rooster away to some friends of ours who lost their rooster. And so we only had two, we have two young roosters. They're just now starting to practice their crowing. They're not even
Just starting.
just starting, you know. So the other day, I heard this horrible noise on the back porch. And I thought, something must be getting the chickens. And then I said, oh no, that was one of those uh, roos trying to crow. He's just practicing. Well, then I heard it again. So Thor and I, by that time, we were at the back door and opened the door. And Big Mama, the only surviving hen of the original group that we had from all the coons and the bears and all the critters that have attacked them, hawks and eagles, she's the only one that survived out of that original group. She was trying to crow. Now, I've heard and I've read that if there's no dominant rooster, that the dominant hen will start to crow and boss everybody. Well, I'd seen her bossing, and I had heard this sound for a few days, but I thought that it was the young roos practicing. And I saw some feathers standing up on her wing, and I thought, oh, well, something was trying to get her. Because I got there just as she had finished, and she was flopping her wings. So she lets me touch her. So I bent down and went to look at her wings, and she arched that neck out and puffed up her feathers, and I was like, oh my word. So I come running in the house and said, you gotta come see this, you gotta come see this. I can't believe it, I can't believe it. And she did it, went out in the yard and looked at me and did it again. I mean, arching her neck out and flopping her wings just like a rooster. And I just was floored. And I wanted to get it on video, but then the next time she did it, she was way out, by the coop. So I haven't gotten it yet. But if I can get a chance, I'm going to get that because I just wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. So yeah, that was kind of exciting.
But she isn't eating any hormones.
Oh,
She's not eating any GMO feed.
Nope.
I did catch her watching a YouTube video, feminist YouTube video. So she's like, down with the patriarchy. Here we go. Never seen it before, but boy, she's gonna take charge. Well, if these guys ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna take over, and she's trying.
She's trying, yeah. Like I said, I've heard about it, read about it, but I might have even read it in Carla Emery's book. That might be where I first read it.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe check your book if you won one. So yeah.
Yep, and everybody that won the books has replied, and they have received the book from the publisher. So that's nice. There was a little mix-up and time delay there, but we're glad everybody. That is a good book. That's a good book, and it's been the most helpful book.
Oh yes.
Over the years, for us. But
it's the first book we recommend when somebody asks us for help getting started in homesteading. That's the first book.
Yeah, it has little stories in it and stuff. Some people like that. I'm not real big on that. I'm more of a straight to the facts kind of guy, so I kind of skip some of it. But Mrs. I read Little House on the Prairie series every winter. She likes the stories. So, hey, a good story is good sometimes. We put up the, your grandparents'
the Voices of Heritage video. Yeah, we did that.
It didn't do really good. Some people really liked it, but it's only got, I don't think it's got 200 views.
No, 156, I think.
It's been up almost a month now or something, I think. But I do know that talking about stories, that reminded me that listen to your grandpa on that old cassette tape tell the story about how he turned his mother over in the outhouse one day. He thought he was getting his brother back, and he ended up turning his mother over in the outhouse. I mean, stories like that, sometimes that'll bring a smile to your face, and those are nice. As far as the chickens go, when we move, we're not going to take them with us.
This is too hard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard on them, and then if you move to another area, really there is. I believe this now.
Yes,
a lot of people might not believe this, but I believe that if you get something from the local area, then they're more adapted. You can get an Australorp in Alaska, and that strain, let's say it's been up there for 100 years, and you get a Australorp from, Mississippi, that's been down there for 100 years, you're going to find out that there is a difference, between those two birds. If you swap places, those birds are going to have problems.
They're really going to struggle.
Yeah, they've
Not to mention
adapted.
disease.
Yeah, they've adapted to some immunities, and they've adapted to the environment. I don't know everything about it, but I've seen it happen. And I'm not saying that you can't get a bird from Alaska and move it to Mississippi, but it's easier if you can get somebody local that has a good strain. Now, that reminds me too. I mean, some people have Australorps. They set the world record in Australia for laying eggs in 1 year. Years, over 100 years ago. But somebody might have one that only lays 3 eggs, a week,
Mm-hmm.
and they see this person saying, "Hey, my Australorp laid almost every day of the year last year." It depends. There's a lot of factors.
A lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors, and one of the big factors is getting a good strain, a good DNA strain. It's kind of like any kind of animal. Um, certain dogs have been bred so tightly that they have hip problems. They're just known to have hip problems. That breed has hip problems. And you can get a dog that from the pound that might have better health.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know. So it's good to try to get a good strain from a local area.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion.
And we do when we've moved. We've done that.
Yeah. If you're just moving down the road,
Oh, yeah.
in the same valley, the same little area. If you're in the mountains, I say valley.
Yeah.
Then it's not, not a big deal. But
You're moving, say, when we, to Idaho
oh
from
yeah,
here,
yeah,
or like you said, from Idaho to Mississippi, or Mississippi to Louisiana, Mississippi to up here, even.
Yeah.
That's 900 miles.
Yeah.
And
that's tough on animals.
it's tough. That's a tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough move.
Yep, it's better.
We've made some moves with animals. Not that long.
Yeah.
Not that long of a move. But
and you've got a article on how to move with animals.
I do. We have two. We have how to move with livestock, and then that we wrote after Idaho.
Yeah.
And how to help them adjust to new land when you get moved, because there's an adjustment for everybody.
Right.
So we have those two articles.
Yeah. But we don't recommend moving long distances or to a different area that has different
climate,
insects, different microbes in the ground.
it's risky. Like you said, it can be done, but it's risky.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I would like to show you something that I've brought with me.
A new toy.
Yep. I've been looking in and studying about frequencies and how they affect the human body. And there's research, here, and propaganda there, and it's hard to find, good
truth of anything.
Yeah, the good solid research, because the problem is with a lot of the research here in America and probably around the world is the people funding the research. They want a specific, like if they came to me and they said, and I was a scientist in a field of microbiology or some specific field, and they wanted me to run certain tests, if they're funding it, I'm going to be pressured to give them the answers they want. It's just the way we are as humans. It's just the reality. But I've been looking at this, and I don't know if you guys know what this is, but it's a F35C analyzer. HF35C analyzer, made by Gigahertz Solutions out of Germany. And this thing will detect levels of EMF frequencies. It will, it'll detect the frequency that your router, if you got a router, or your neighbor, if you live in a city or in a urban area where they're close enough that you can see them popping up on your devices. This will detect it and tell you how much of that electric pollution, some people call it, is in the air. And we're surrounded with it now.
Yeah.
Our grandparents weren't surrounded with it. This is something new, so we really don't know the effects totally on the human body. I've seen some scary reports about what
Yes.
it's doing to us and the 5G, and that we're just surrounded, we're bathed in it. So
The wiring in our houses.
yeah. And I'm not really here. I'm not trying to prove, that, hey, this is really bad for you, or this is, isn't bad for you. But I'm curious. So this thing right here,
He is always curious.
this thing right here will give me the numbers I need. You can't.
He's like walking around the house. Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, that might be bad. This might
I'm
be
getting
okay.
numbers. I'm getting data.
He's getting his data.
And then I've also got this one here, which is the ME3830B, also made in Germany by Gigahertz Solutions. And it will tell me, where dirty electricity is in the house. It doesn't, pick up, what that one picks up. But like if there's wiring problems in houses and it's called dirty electricity, and it's giving off, it's not contained. And this can even show you where wires are running in your house, because it will show you, if you put it up close to the wire that's in the wall, it's picking up that signal that it is bathing you with. So that's something else.
Like I said, I apparently give off no electrical signal, even though I'm an electrical being. But yeah.
Yeah. But you got to have, you got to stay curious. Doesn't matter how old you get. You get up to 60, 70 years old as we get up there. I mean, you got to stay curious and stay, young at heart. And one of the keys is to stay curious, and always, you can always learn something.
Always. Oh my goodness.
Always learn something. So
always.
It's nothing that, if you learn something, that, like, if I learned that there's too much, of these radiation that I'm bathing myself in, then maybe I could do something too.
Yeah, there are things
logical.
You could take. Yeah.
I could take some steps to do something else. So I might make a video one day about that if I get everything together. We get, moved where we're at, and hopefully the last move.
Oh,
hopefully the last move.
God.
So
yes.
But that's something that I've been playing around with. Also thought about doing about my refractometer, which we mentioned in one of your
refractometer.
Yeah, the older you get, the less ability you have to.
Well, you haven't drank enough. Your tongue is tight.
Yeah, that must be it.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, they say that tongue is in a wet place and it's liable to slip. So.
You were totally making a point. Oh yeah, the article, the refractometer, is in the fastest way to check soil health. So we do have an article about that, but we've never done a video. So we thought after we got moved and stuff, we could.
Right. You use that refractometer to take grass that's growing out in a field,
or your vegetables,
or your vegetable leaves, and you sit there and you got a little vice grip. You sit there and you squeeze the liquid out, and just need a drop or two on that refractometer, and then you look up at the light and it gives you the Brix level. And so that is a quick and easy way to tell if you're.
But what is the Brix level?
Well, they can go to the article and find all that out.
It's got to do with the nutritional levels of your food. Yeah, I'll answer that for you.
Well,
but the article explains it all.
Yeah, and it's just it's a quick way to get a kind of like a overview. It's not going to tell you you're low on calcium. Or and I got another video I could do. I could show them how I take dirt from different areas of a garden, put it in a jar. It has to have straight, it doesn't have, don't want a curve on it. You want a straight jar. And then how you mix it up and basically tell if you've got a good soil, a nice sandy, loomy soil that will grow stuff, which basically would tell you if your soil has the right levels of nitrogen and calcium and
Sorry,
phosphorus.
I phased out there.
This happens all the time. I'm
My
talking about
brain went to.
something and
My
she
brain.
just, I'm like, what do you think about that? And
My
she
brain
goes,
went to. What am I
what'd
fixing
you
for
say?
supper? Oh, I'm so
But
sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
I don't blame her because sometimes, I like to hear my own
Oh,
thoughts. And
please. Yeah, he's the talker in the family.
one
Yeah.
person said to me once, they said, what are you doing over there? Talking to yourself? It's, that's a sign of insanity. I said, well, gotta have at least one intelligent conversation a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I live with. Yeah.
Yeah. As I drink out of a mason jar.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love my
Nope.
mason jar
No,
glasses.
they're nice. Well, what else?
Oh, so many people liked the health tip for blood pressure
Mm-hmm.
and how to get a baseline for your blood pressure. I thought I would talk about how to get a baseline blood sugar. Diabetes runs in my family, and sadly, I'm in that. I know some people say there's no pre diabetic range, but my blood sugars are higher than they need to be. And of course, I'm working on that. Intermittent fasting is helping a lot with that. But in order to know if you've got a problem or if you need to change your diet or your lifestyle, I need to exercise more. I know this and I'm working on it. So there's a way to do that. So every morning when you get up, I have
She's got gadgets too.
I, I have health gadgets, not just what's going on gadgets. Anyway, and I'll put the link to the one that we have that we use. I'll try to put it down in the comments for you. But every morning when you first get up, and I'm not pricking my finger for you guys, so you can figure that out. But before you have a drink of water, before you go to the bathroom, unless you just absolutely like me, your feet hit the floor and you have to go to the restroom. But otherwise, don't drink anything or eat anything and come straight in to your kitchen or wherever you're going to do it. I always do it in the kitchen and check your blood sugar and write that down. And then have your water, your coffee, whatever your normal routine is. But that's the first thing you do before you put anything in your mouth. And you do that for 14 days. And you get the average of those 14 days. And that is your true blood sugar level. Now, there's a lot of controversy and discussion about what's healthy and what's not healthy. And, it changes, like with the blood pressure we talked about. Um, I don't want my blood sugar. 88 is as high as I want my blood sugar. When I was in nursing school, it was 80. And now some people are saying 90. They're trying to make adjustments for the declining health because of the food supply and the processed foods and everything. I'm not happy with anything 80, 88 or above. I'm not happy. So, but anyway, that lets you know where your blood sugars are, and you can discuss that with your doctor. You can go in and say, I did, this is what I did, and this is my baseline, and what do you think's happening? And in my opinion, which is worth a hill of beans, but if it's below 88, I'm happy. But that gives you something to for yourself to know. You're not rushing in to the doctor's office and they're checking your blood sugar when you've just finished a milkshake, an hour ago, or you haven't eaten and whatever. So it just lets you be in charge of that, and what's happening with your body, and you can then take it and discuss it with your healthcare professional.
Yep.
So that's my
Yeah, you have to have the
when I do,
stats.
yeah, and I do that a couple times a year. I'll do
Mm.
that. That just because of my family history. Um, That's why I do that.
Yeah, my grandpa on my dad's side, he every time that he would get any kind of, he didn't go to the doctor much, but when he did, they would tell him, you know, you're borderline diabetic, but that man put away some sweets. And I mean, and you know, he would eat all kinds of sweets that he'd get his hands on, but he never was fat because he was a hard worker.
Yeah.
Worked. I mean, he worked on a his fishing boat, and then worked a full time job, and then he ran a trap line. I mean, in trapping season. I mean, and he just always was, but it didn't slow him down, boy. I imagine as soon as the doctor said you're pre-diabetic, he'd be like, "Well, I'm not there yet," and he just keep. Who knows what he was thinking, but he
And then my
was.
grandfather passed. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And then my grandfather passed from kidney failure. My Papa Ford, whom you read a lot about on the Farmer's Lamb, from kidney failure from diabetes. So you have, I mean, everybody's different.
Right.
You know, everybody's different. So you are responsible for you. What is it the
Yep.
Bible says? Study to be quiet, mind your own business, do your own work with your own
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah. Not many people want to hear that,
Yep.
but there's a lot of truth there.
Yes. I
Well,
think that's it.
yep. That's it. You know, we hope that the last couple of weeks that you've had uh, rain on your garden and sunshine on your fields, that you've had peace inside your home.
Mm.
And until next time.
Safe and happy journey.